Hi, for our Science Minute presentation, we will be discussing non-invasive semantic reconstruction. My name is Christine.
This is Bella.
And we will first start by unraveling the science behind it. First, we can start off with the question, what is non-invasive semantic reconstruction and where is it used? Non-invasive semantic reconstruction is a technique that allows us to decode brain language through interpretation. It's a way to understand thoughts and ideas by studying brain activity without needing surgery or anything invasive. This technique can decode things like thoughts, concepts, words, sentences, and even stories by looking at brain patterns. It can be used in brain imaging, such as functional magnetic resonance imaging, which is a machine that takes pictures of your brain to see which parts are active when you think or do things. And electroencephalography in developing mind-reading technology, which is a test that tracks your brain's electrical activity using small sensors in your head. Second, we will discuss the connection between semantic reconstruction and mind reading, how it relates, and what is mind reading. Let's first start off with an example of what mind reading is. Let me give you an example. Look at whoever's face is around you. Can you guess what the person is currently thinking about? If you can, you just succeeded in mind reading. Mind reading is receiving information about someone else's thoughts or feelings which is not externally expressed or assumed from context. Scientists use brain patterns to figure out what someone is thinking, like decoding dreams or helping people who can't speak to share their thoughts. Now we are moving on to the research using semantic reconstruction from Tang. We'll introduce you guys to one research that tested semantic reconstruction of continuous language from non-invasive brain recordings from Jerry Tang on Nature. The research question presented in this research paper is, can we use non-invasive methods like brain scans to decode language people hear and think about? In this research, 3 people listened to stories for 16 hours while the brain activity was recorded. Researchers created a decoder to interpret the brain patterns and figure out the meaning behind these stories. A computer system was then used to predict the words and meanings based on what it learned. The decoded word sequences capture the meaning of the stimuli plus exact words and phrases in each region. Results stated that 72 to 82% of participants had a better score than expected. Subjects who decoded words also answered 9 out of 16 reading comprehensions correctly. The speech network, the parietal temporal occipital association region, and the prefrontal region is tested separately. It revealed that the decoder predictions were all significantly better than questions and not the whole brain was needed for mind reading. Now we will discuss how it can be used in real-life settings. For people with conditions like locked-in syndrome, ALS, or severe paralysis, communication is almost impossible. These individuals may not be able to speak, write, or even move their eyes. Locked-in syndrome is a condition where a person is fully awake and aware but cannot move or speak because of paralysis. ALS is a disease that weakens the muscles and affects physical function, often leaving people unable to communicate. With semantic reconstruction, brain activity can be analyzed to interpret what they are thinking. For example, they could think of words or sentences, and the system could decode and display thoughts on a screen. This could allow them to express things like, I'm thirsty, or share emotions like, I'm happy, without moving or speaking. Right now, tools like eye tracking devices or communication boards are slow and limited. Non-invasive brain decoding can make communication faster and more natural, help people participate in more conversations, work, and creative activities like storytelling and music, and improve the quality of life by giving them more independence. Lastly, we are discussing what are some potential benefits and risks of non-invasive semantic reconstruction. Some benefits include a broader application, which goes beyond language. It might help with art, music, and other creative tasks. Also, one risk is that it requires attention and it can only decode what is intended. Some risks include mental privacy concerns. What if people's thoughts are read without permission? Another risk includes cost and time. Training decoders are using tools like fMRI, which could take a lot of time, of effort, and money. Some other important things to consider are the arguments against semantic reconstruction, which some people consider not being mind reading. What other benefits or risks can you imagine? I hope you learned something exciting about how this technology works and how it could shape the future. Thanks for listening.